Hi, Michaela. All right. Uh, your microphone working, Michaela?
Yeah.
All right. Can you read our norms for us?
No one has the right to have another person educated in the classroom or safe, never behave in a way that will discredit ourselves, our school, or our family. In the Self Academy South, a student always acts with integrity and take pride in Self Academy South first. We respect the opinions of others, we respect the culture of the classroom, we are attentive to participate, we have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers. We are going to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary endeavor.
All right. And this next one, Michaela.
For the Hopper Public School policy, the entire duration of class, you must be intensely participating and will be removed from class due to lack of activity. If you are marked absent for 24 days or more, you automatically fail the course and be required to retake the material immediately corrected.
All right. So let's go to this. All right. So GGI and Townhouse. I talk about this every day. In GGI and Townhouse, you get helpful information on how to actually matriculate in life as a life skills class. So 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m., about 30 minutes of your time, you need to log in to this class, which is another class of yours, and it is mandatory. You can get the link from any of the teachers, including myself, and I also post it daily at the top of your classroom view list in Edsby. So if you need that, you can get that from any of us. Try to attend. They give you a lot of great resources, and the topics are very provocative. The Raspberry Pi 400 kits, we have these still in stock. You're going to need them in almost every facet of your classes with me because they are technologically based. Each kit comes with a book and a mini computer that you can use throughout your entire career, and it's yours to keep if you can take care of it. If you have not gotten one yet, you can call and schedule with the school to come up and pick up one or procure one, but you have to call and schedule because there's a limit of how many people can be in the building. Alternatively, if you have a kit and it's no longer functional, you can bring all the parts up to the school because that's what I need to try to repair it. And in the meanwhile, or the interim, I'll give you another kit to get you started. All right. So if you haven't done so already, in either case, please do so as soon as you can. Classes are going to be pretty much done for quarter four around June 22nd. And there are a lot of assignments that are centered around this kit that you're going to need in the near future. Oh, hey, Mr. Rush. All right, so I didn't
Hey,
see him
hey.
right. I didn't see you right there. All right, Michaela. I'm gonna do this slide, and then you can do the rest. Okay, Michaela. So, because I know you're gonna tell me you read it, right? So every Wednesday and Thursday, learn the code from the convenience of your home. It means you can do everything that Miss Lane is talking about, including myself, because I help her out with this from your home on your computer. Also, you can get extra credit. I do give out a double credit assignment credit. I'm sorry, double credit assignments with Miss Lane that can boost your scores. So, two topics you can look into from the Bitmoji classroom is the pandemic's effect on the coding job market, which is very prominent now. All of our jobs coming automated. And then the other link is why learn to code, the surprisingly broad benefits of coding. If you're interested, you can click on the link. The link is the 4 p.m. right there, and that's going to be tomorrow. So these are two links as well. I give extra credit for a student that writes at least an essay or paragraph, not a paragraph, I'm sorry, a page on either link. Okay, so take advantage of that. Okay, Mikhail, you're going to take care of the rest. You're getting most of the points, so you're helping yourself out. Can you read this here on the screen?
Today's test, this will be able to complete the evaluation is although all final screens to reflect in class. Inside of it, you can add the top 14 videos of each class. These videos are normally ready to review by 4 p.m. daily.
Okay, and then this last one here. And then we're going to go to Edsby.
Classroom tone today is random access memory, rather than chromosome. Today's objective is to be able to utilize Play-Doh independently online course for a memory and processing module to describe the purposes and characteristics of memory and processing in the computer.
Thank you. And that's going to be your exit slip. So let's go to Edsby real quick. And Rush, pretty much tomorrow, I'm going to try to come to the school and show you how to log into Play-Doh to help students with their scores. We're using Play-Doh again.
Copy.
All right. So, and I think your password information, everything is the same. So if you want, you could try to see if it works. If not, let me know, and I can reset your password or get you in there. Um, so in Edsby, everybody, and this is a recording for everybody, but mostly Michaela's here. Um, you have, of course, the GGI information that I mentioned earlier at the top of the list in your classroom view. And then if you scroll down a little bit or go to your My Work and hit assessments, you'll see it listed. This is today's assignment due at 8 p.m. So let me grab all the info, put it in the chat, have Michaela read it, and then we're going to do some of it together. The rest is going to be on you to finish on your own. Copy this and plug this in. Michaela, while I'm doing this, you might want to go ahead and log into Plato again, and I think the course is listed as CompTIA, so you can let me know if you have issues logging into Plato or not. Let me put the rest of this in here so you can read it. And this is worth 40 points. Seems like you got most of the points. It's a Monday. Students are dragging their feet about coming to class. Copy this and put that there. And this is all the info you need. All right. So, Michaela, can you read from hello on down to Zen in the chat?
Hello and good evening to all into the robotics students. And for my big most classroom is we'll begin utilizing the Plato and dimension curriculum online to complete today's assigned module and linear process. Please follow the instructions below. Your coursework is illustrated via this link. You need to be sure that you have access to a laptop or a personal computer to be successful with all projects. You will be required to take your time and pay attention to the instructions of each module in order to be successful while obtaining at least 80% or higher of the overall completion. If your score is less than 80%, you will be required to retry the lab until the appropriate score is achieved. The exit template is they say Dr. Enzine.
Okay, so Michaela, the link to get back to Plato is in the chat already. I think you see it. If you click on that link, it'll allow you to get to this right here and put it on the screen. And then we're going to go through some of it together. I'm trying to grab it. There it goes. That's the exit slip information. You'll fill that out towards the end of class. But again, in case you forgot to log in, I think it's showing the account information is CERL. Type that there at the count. And it's going to be your first name, last name, all one word. And then lastly, I told you what the password was. So you have all the info, Michaela?
Yeah.
Okay. And the class you're going to, I'm going to show you real quick, just letting it load. We're going to come over here to courseware. And you should see some courses on your student view. You're not doing the physics one. You're doing the one for CompTIA A+. So let me scroll down to find it. So it's this one here. It says CTE training, technician training, part 1, quarter 4. You're going to click on that one. That's your class module. And make sure she's listed. Yes, she is. So do you see that class, Michaela?
Yeah.
Okay. So the section we're working on is memory and processors, which is inside of Unit 1. So if you look here, you have two sections. You have the tutorial, you have the mastery test. So click on tutorial and we'll go through a little bit together. Remember, the mastery test is easy to do if you go through the tutorial and try to answer it. What I would do, like I did in college, is I would make sure I went through the tutorial all the way through and then attempted the test. So here we go. I'm going to switch screens so you can hear everything. Rush is wearing one of my new favorite shirts. I got to get me another one. Yeah, I see you, Rush. Repping our school. Representing, I should say. All right. And share. Okay. And I think the sound's working. So remember, you don't necessarily need to read it, but if it serves you better to read, fine. But as long as you have this button, which is on for talking audio, it'll talk to you. It'll read everything.
Memory and processor. In this lesson, you will describe the purposes and characteristics of memory and processor in a computer. Computers are used in many areas, such as business, education, science, entertainment, and so on. They can perform a wide variety of calculations and process large amounts of data instantly. The heart of a computer is its processor. It is responsible for all the calculations performed by the computer. A computer also requires memory to remember data that has been entered. Together, the processor and memory are responsible for the processing power and speed of a computer. There are many types of processor and memory modules, each with its own characteristics. In this lesson, you will describe the different types of random access memory, RAM, such as double data rate, DDR, dual inline memory module, DIMM, and error correction code, ECC. You will describe the compatibility of RAM when upgrading memory inside a computer. You will describe central processing unit, CPU socket types for Intel and Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. You will also explain the characteristics of processors, such as speed, cores, cache size, and hyperthreading. Finally, you will identify cooling systems, such as heatsink, fans, liquid cooling, and passive cooling.
Okay, so this is the part where I need you to read. Michaela, do you see my screen? I want you to read that whole thing there.
Computer memory is similar to human memory. Computers can store information electronically in much the same way humans do. The primary data source for computers is called the memory. Computer memory could either violate,
Volatile.
my bad, volatile or non-volatile. Volatile memory relies on a constant source of current data to store data. This means when a computer is switched off, the information is volatile. Memory is not saved. Non-volatile memory, on the other hand, does not need a constant current to store data. As such, non-volatile memory retains information either after the computer is powered down. Memory types are broadly divided into two types: random access memory (RAM) and read-only memory (ROM). However, there are many other subtypes of memory.
Thank you, Miss Smith. All right, I'll take care of this one because I know you read it. Now, random access memory. RAM holds the data that the computer needs for processing at any given point in time. The control unit decides what data is required from the different sources in the computer. These sources include the keyboard, various programs, and the central processing unit, or CPU. The control unit then stores the data in the RAM for easy access and quick processing. When the computer powers off, it erases the data in the RAM. Therefore, the RAM is a form of volatile memory. Dynamic random access memory. Dynamic random access memory, or DRAM, is a form of dynamic memory. This means that the RAM chips need a constant signal. The signal is called a refresh signal, and it ensures that data is held in the chip. If the refresh signal is stopped, then the data is lost from the memory. DRAM, yes, Mr. Rush.
No, I was just about to ask that, but then you just answered that. I was about to say, so as soon as that signal get lost, all of that temporary memory is gone.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He learned about computers himself. Okay, cool. So DRAM is found in the main system attached to the motherboard. That's that big chip that's inside of your computer that connects all the components. It is commonly referred to as just RAM, or random access memory. It comes in modules that you can replace and can be expanded to fit the needs of the computer or your needs. Say you want your computer to run a little faster, it's running slow. You would naturally either replace the hard drive or the random access memory as chips. All right, Russia needs you to tag in because I don't want Michaela getting burnt out. Can you read the screen there?
Asynchronous DRAM, as the same suggests, this type of DRAM works independently of the CPU, which is computer clock. Numerical codes related, it's so blurry, related to the wait time are inserted. This is the amount of time the computer has to wait and to access data. Synchronous DRAM, this type of DRAM is synced to the system bus clock, allows this allows the SDRAM to run with a faster processor, but sync to the clock. SDRAM is most commonly used type of RAM. Oh, is the most commonly used type of RAM today in computers.
Thank you, sir. So we're going to do one more. Gives new meaning to our synchronous and asynchronous days, eh? All right, Michaela, can you
I
read
got you. I
this
got
one?
you.
Okay,
I got
go ahead.
single single data rate SDRAM. This is an outdated technology that is no longer in use. In this type of SDRAM, 1 bit of data is transmitted per pin for every tick of the system clock.
Very good, sir. There's one more.
All right. Let's look at the different types of SDRAM. Single data rate SDRAM. This is an outdated technology that is no longer in use. In this type of SDRAM, 1 bit of data is transmitted per pin for every tick of the system clock. Double data rate SDRAM. This doubles the rate of an SDRAM, SDR SDRAM. It does this by transferring 1 bit per pin on the rise as well as fall edges of each clock tick. This gives twice the data rate of the clock frequency. A step up is that DDR2? It's blurry.
Yes, you got it. DDR2.
DDR2 SDRAM, which splits the clock pulse into two. This allows DDR2 to operate up to 4 times the speed of SDR. The next generation is DDR3, which roughly doubles the performance of DDR2. So I'm guessing it's going to be DDR4, DDR5, DDR6.
Slow down. It might be. So we're gonna watch the animation right quick. Thank you, Mr. Rush. And Rush, I'm giving you a practice as to what we're going to be doing next year when we go through these modules.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to help you help me because you can practically teach this part while I help them with the technology part. All right. So let's watch this animation real quick.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you can
In
run
this
it.
demonstration, you'll learn how Ddr technology works. The development of faster processors raised the need for faster RAMs. Ddr technology is the next generation of SDRAM that focuses on increasing the data transfer rate. A non-DDR uses the rising edges of a clock signal to transfer data, whereas the Ddr technology uses both the rising and falling edges of a clock signal, which can transfer twice the amount of data. This is why it is called double data rate. Notice that both RAMs have their clock speed synced with their system clock, and the DDR is able to send twice the amount of data in each clock cycle, as compared to the traditional non-DDR. On increasing both systems' clock speeds, you will still find that the DDR is able to send twice the amount of data than the non-DDR. You learned how DDR technology works.
Okay, we're going to go through about 2 or 3 questions together, Michaela, for points. And this is inside of the mastery. You have to go through all 40 sections of the tutorial to understand how to accomplish these questions or get at least a score of 80% for this module. The score comes out of you completing the mastery test. So let's go back to, let's see here. I'm going to save and exit this. And you can always save and exit your tutorial in case you want to come back to where you left off. So let's reshare. Okay. And let's look at some questions. I'm going to do about 2 questions with you to give you some answers to some questions you might see. All right. Hide that. So you might want to watch the video so you can know exactly how to answer the questions we go over, because you might see these questions. I think in essence there are 10 questions, but you might only get 5. You might get 10. But again, all of your answers are inside the tutorial. All right, so Michaela, here's what I want you to do. I want you to read the statement, and inside of each, I'll put the selections. You just read the selections for each. Let me know when you're ready to show them. And then after that, you choose what you think the answer is. So go ahead and read the question, and then we're going to go through the options, and then you tell me what you think the answers are.
Shauna is upgrading her desktop RAM and notices the old module is what that say?
DDR2.
Shauna can use a new.
And you got these options. So read the options.
DOR, DDR2, DDR3.
Right. Keep going. Read.
Module in the slot. Her desktop system is using SODNMECC DNM
DIMM.
on factor RAM.
All right. So what do you think the answer is for the first part of the sentence?
I said the first one.
Huh? The first one?
one.
And what do you think the second one would be?
No, Michaela, no.
I don't know what to say.
Let her choose. Let her choose. It's worth 20 points, but you get 15 for just trying if you get it wrong. Huh?
Last one.
The last one? Okay. Now let's see if she was right. So here are your answers. That's probably why Rush is paying attention. He knew that was not right. Way to go, Rush. All right. So you see the answers, Michaela? This is possibly one of your questions on that mastery test. Okay. So the correct answer was DDR2. That's why Rush was probably saying no. And then the second part of the question was DIMM. All right. So keep that in mind. You can always watch the video to go back. Let's look at the next question. So here's another one you might get. Again, as you read it, I'm going to show the options. I want you to read the options and choose what you think it is. Go ahead, Michaela.
Intel processors such as Haswell work with AMD processors based on the string roller architecture work with.
So read the selections.
Socket H3, socket D, socket C.
And then the selections here.
Socket 8 and 3 plus, socket FM, socket FM2B.
Okay, so what do you think the answer might be for the first one?
The first one.
Second, okay. And what about this one? You said the first? And what about this one?
No, the second one.
All right, let's see if she got the 20 points. The last one, you got 15. And the answer is, did she choose that right? I think she did. She said, I think it's the second one she didn't get. So these are the correct answers. You got 15 points. All right, so you know if you see this question, these are the answers to that question. Again, the answers to the question really come from watching the tutorial. If I were you, I would have the tutorial running side by side. Let me show you how to do that. This is a trick that I showed students. Well, I showed you guys this too when we was doing our Averify, right? So you can have the tutorial running. Let me bring this over here. and just do the side by side so you can get the work done. It's the easiest way to get this stuff completed and get at least an 80% score. So we got this. It's not doing it. So you resize it, right? So you can see everything. Huh. It's not letting me grab the bottom of this. It's my computer probably.
Because you didn't say come here.
You know I can't deal with you. So as my dad always says, more than one way to skin a cat. So I would have the tutorial running, and then at the same time have my mastery test going. So as you find information showing you how to get this done, Michaela, you can also be reviewing the questions as you're running the tutorial. So if you're on a computer, it's easier because you can resize your screens, just like I'm doing. And again, have the tutorial right here and the questions running, okay? And this is the mastery test on this screen. On this screen is your tutorial, and you can be going through and getting it done. Now, I'm going to review the objective one more time, in case we forgot. And I'm going to have you read it, Michaela, give you some time to work on it. And we'll see how far you've gotten in terms of if you have questions or not. So let me do this. And I'm on slideshow. I want to make sure I present this slide. All this is grayed out. Why? That's sad. Rush is trying to get me to say my favorite Mortal Kombat quote that Scorpion says. Get over here. I thought that was funny because we're dealing with the pandemic and everybody has to wear masks. So got a whole bunch of people walking around like Mortal Kombat characters. These masks. All right, give me a second. I'm waiting for this to load. This computer needs a reboot, but it's at the end of the day, so it should make it. There it goes. It's cycling. I see it. Okay. All right. All right. It looks like we're back and running. And I want you to present as soon as you get yourself together. All right, looking good. Let's see what you do. And this is an example of more DDR memory needed so things can run faster, by the way. If I was feeling bad about the speed of this, I would replace my memory, just letting you know. And those memory chips are what you saw in the tutorial. You literally, in any class we were in the building, I was showing students how to replace memory chips to make their computers run faster. Very essential thing when you're talking about engineering, because you are basically learning how to rebuild your computer so it can run faster or the way you want it to run. So I'm gonna click on myself on the couch. Waiting for it to catch up. And the memory is one facet of it or one component of it. Also, the internet speed could be another. We're here. You also can, if you don't score enough on the mastery test, don't panic. You could reach out to me on SB, like I talked about before. You know, send me a message and say, Tyler, I scored low. Can you reset my score? And I'll try to hurry up and reset it so you take it again. You need at least 80% on that mastery test to be ready for tomorrow's new assessment. All right, so Michaela, can you read the screen for me?
First continuity is running access memory and focus on today's objective. Students will be able to utilize play at the online course where memory and processing modules guide the purpose and processing.
Okay, cool. So it is now 14:05, which means it's 2:05. So I can give you 15 minutes to work on it, Michaela. Like I said, if you side by side your screens with the tutorial running and you're clicking through and you have your questions running, you'll be able to find the answers to those questions easily as they go through the tutorial. That's the fastest way I could think. So let's see how far you can get, Michaela, in 15 minutes. If you got questions about what to do or how to do it, let me know. Also, don't forget the exit slip is the information on the screen. That's the definition of random access memory, which we talked about in a few slides. And cumbersome, you can look that word up, or if you went to GGI, you probably already know what it means because they covered it. And don't forget to put your objective in there. The exit slip template is in the chat. Click on it, download it, and then type those things in. Full name, date, and period number is 4. Name of the class is Intro to Engineering with Robotics. All right, so I'll be sitting here checking emails and trying to get caught up on other things. But if you got questions, let me know. But most of your information is in that tutorial to solve or to do well on that mastery test. Checking on you in about 14 minutes. Okay, Michaela, you there?
Yeah.
All right, can you read the screen for me?
Classroom summary is random access memory broken data from the source. The data objective seems to be able to utilize data fundamentally from our course for memory and processing logic for purposes of characteristics of memory and processing.
All right, very good. All right, Michaela, can you share your screen? I want to see how far you've gotten with this. I know you are you done with it, or like, how did you do? Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, you trying to tackle that mastery test? I see. Okay. We went over that one, I think. Well, I don't know. So you got the tutorial going, so you can figure out what the answer might be, or hello? What did you say?
I said no.
Oh, so you're gonna need the tutorial to figure out the answers. We know that already,
Yes,
though.
but I gotta do.
Okay. All right. You got your exit slip information too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this assignment is due at 8 p.m. You can take your time, but definitely take care of the easy part. Don't forget the exit slip. Yeah, she stopped sharing quickly. Uh, Knock out the exit slip if that's too difficult, and then just take your time with the tutorial, side by side it, and try to figure out what those answers might be. All right. Now, Wednesday, I will try to give you a review and see, or you can ask questions if you got stuck, or just do your best. I'm pretty sure you can knock it out. All right. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. You got the exit slip. You know what to do. It is 2:22, and since you were first here and it was very much participating and attentive, you're free to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Try to get it done. Okay. All right.
You don't ever gotta tell her twice.
No, I think she's a little frustrated. The material is not as easy. So, Rush, did you log in to Play-Doh to see if you have access?
Nah, cause I don't even remember what I had for the password.
Ooh. All
That
right.
was
So
so long ago.
let me look up your info before I get too far. Yeah, she seemed a little frustrated. Everything else she was flying through, and then at the very end, it's a little difficult, I can tell.
Yeah.
So let's look up Rush and close this. And come up here. I'm gonna have to do this. I gotta log in. It's Banky. Anything else? She was like, I'm done. Not this, eh? Slow down and read. Slow down and read. All right. So CRL. And then I can't answer that right now. I'm trying to do something. Okay. All right. Uh, 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 You got the link to get to Play-Doh Rush or no?
No, it's not like Play-Doh.com or nothing.
Not exactly, but hold on. I'll give you the info. And I'll put it in a chat so you can use it immediately. All right. So this is the link. Copy, chat, and website. Okay, so that's the website link. You click on that. Let me know if it works for you, so you can at least get to the site. And then you need your user. You got your username, which should be your first and last name together.
So it's Kevin.Rush or just Kevin Rush?
Kevin Rush. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on the screen. See, there's Kevin Rush.
Mhm.
And then you say you forgot your password, so give me 1 second. I'm going to text you your password because I don't want this recording or students to have access to that. Here we go. Okay. Okay, good. And I'm going to text you the info. And you can just tell me
Well,
if you
if you can, you could. You say you want to text or email it?
can text it to you real quick. You
Oh,
want me to email it?
no, I was going to say because all in one mail, you might could send the link to the Play-Doh. You could send the password and username, so I could have all of that in one message. You know what I'm
Tell me
saying?
about. Oh, so I'll just email it then. That's a lot to text.
Yeah.
You have access. Well, yeah, I could do that. I could do it. Edsby, or I just email it, so you can always have it.
Okay.
1 second, and then you can tell me right now if it works or not.
Okay.
You're gonna need that for all the classes. I added you as an instructor to both the physics and this coursework.
Okay.
Kevin Rush. Okay, good. All right. Plato. Courseware. Instruct. And today's the 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the website, grab that for you. Look, I'm in the matrix. Operator. I do everything from my computer. Okay. Oh, come on. There's the email. And then where it says account, you're going to type this. Where it says username, you're going to type what I just told you. That's going to be. And the same thing works for students when they're using their username. It's all one word. It's not like Edsby. So it's Kevin Rush, right? And your password. This. And I get these videos ready for tonight for these students. So I did this. Okay. So sent, and maybe a couple of seconds, and wait till it processes. All right, you got an email from me?
I'm about to refresh right now. Internet be weird. Okay, we're in school.
Yeah, because Tillery, I think, and Banky wants to utilize you more in the class to help me out. So I'm going to be picking sections from Plato that you're going to run next year. And you'll be able to make sure they get their work done on that end. And then there'll be the hands-on parts or the laboratory parts. But I already sent you that link. It's just from time to time, you should check that link because that's the whole year for quarter 1 and quarter 3, I think, of next school year. But we'll talk about it more because Tillery wants to do a follow up with me, you, and
Yeah, I was gonna say because he had asked me to ask you if you're still gonna be available at 2:30 for the 2:30 conference.
2:30
All right,
conference.
thank you. Okay. Okay.
So that's Banky right there. Are they still doing a conference or what?
No, it's just gonna be Tillery, me, you, and Tillery, I guess.
Okay. At 2:30. That's now.
Oh, yeah. And I gotta send them a link. If we're gonna do this, I gotta send them a link right
All right.
now.
Well,